Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yo, what is up, guys? It's your main man, KiddStan, and today we're back with another Finesse K video. Now, this is my second time recording, bro. I decided to redo this video because, like, bro, by the time I finished my last video, I just went into depth with each fruit, and basically, dude, the video ended up being way too long. It ended up being like 30 minutes. Nobody's about to be watching 30-minute videos on Roblox, especially not on my account, or my channel. So I'm like, you know what, let me just redo this and do everyone a favor, especially myself, and then you know we'll move on from there. So before we get into the video, I'm not gonna like showcase or do too much, just because I tried doing that and it just made the video way too long. So before we get into the video, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, or no idea what my points or why I'm making the certain points that I'm making, we have no idea what these devil fruits can do and why they're ranked where they are. I did do a video on every devil fruit that's currently in the game. There's currently 10 devil fruits in the game, not including awakenings, but there are currently 10 devil fruits in the game, and I did a video on every devil fruit in the game. So if you're like, yo, like, what does this dude talk about, like, I have no idea why he would rank this fruit over the other fruit, then you should probably go watch that video, and I do go into depth with each fruit. It's a little longer, but you know, you still get the idea of it. So yeah, make sure you go watch that other video. Also, if you guys do enjoy this video, do me a huge favor, hit the subscribe button and hit the like button too. Make sure you turn on the notification button so you know when I do one of my dope OPA live streams, or when I do like when I do upload another video just like this. All right, so now with that being said, I think I'm done talking. Let's get into the video. So first up, at the number 10 spot, I'm going from least to greatest. Okay, I'm not just going based off of which fruit can dish out X amount of damage, or which fruit can do this and X, Y, and Z. It's about multiple things: a factor of utility, and then a factor of move pool, and then a factor of damage. So it's a lot of different factors going into it: utility, move pool, and damage. So, you know, some fruits may not be the best fruit, but are still going to be maybe ranked higher than other fruits. With that being said, at the number 10 spot, we have Spin. Now, everyone knows that this is a trash fruit. Every dev throw this fruit in game just to like kind of like mess with people, basically, to kind of just, you know, I guess you can make just to make sure that the game isn't full and too full of like devil fruit users. And this is how they get people respinning and rebuying devil fruits, or looking for devil fruits to continue to play the games, because, you know, by having trash fruits like this, spin, it gets you flight. Yeah, you know, it gives you flight. You know, the flight's pretty good. It is the fastest flight in the game as far as I'm aware, and it has 0 exhaust, which is pretty OP. You can fly, you know, in it forever, as far as I have seen. I flew with it before, didn't ever run out of energy. But you turn into a Beyblade. The second move is you turn into a Beyblade, and that thing just does no damage whatsoever, bro. The damage is complete trash. No point of even looking at it, bro. It's like you have to get super close to someone. It's very unlikely that you'll get that close, and it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. Okay, so next up at the number 2 spot, we have Suke. Now, I place Suke higher than Spin because one of two things. Suke has actually pretty good utility, and even though, you know, the food doesn't do anything but make you invisible, it still has a really good utility of, like I said, going invisible. In a fight, if you can't see your target, it's going to be hard to avoid attacks and hard to attack them. So Suke has very high utility because you can go invisible, sneak up with someone. If you have a really nice, a really high like sword stat, and you just go super tanky, if you were to use Suke, put nothing into devil fruit, go max out sword, max out HP so that you can tank stuff when you get really close, and actually I would say max out sword and max out gun, so that either you do lots of damage when you shoot people. But yeah, so, you know, it's kind of just like one of those things where you can kind of get the jump on people. The only problem is that, you know, your weapons aren't invisible when you turn invisible, and people can see with Ken Hockey, which makes it very conditional, which is why it's so far down the list. But it also, you know, if you can be seen with Ken Hockey doesn't last, which also makes it not worse than Spin. Third on the list, we have Gomu Gomu. Yes, sadly, the protagonist, the main protagonist, the literal mascot of the show, and the game, his Devil Fruit is the third most trash Devil Fruit in the game. And the reason why I say this is, one, Gomu's attacks are all very, very linear. They're extremely linear, like linear to the max, like you don't even understand. They just do no damage. They don't have that much range. If you're lucky enough to hit them on a moving target, better pray that they don't have Ken Hockey on, and then they'll just dodge it. If you're lucky enough to still land it, the damage is just not even going to be worth all the efforts that you went through, especially having to get that close in order to hit them. You just make yourself a sitting duck. You have to get super close, which most people aren't going to let you. And if you do get that close, a lot of people are going to have something that will literally melt your HP. Get that close. Gear Second is not that great. Doesn't give you a speed boost. All it does is give you a very, very slight, like very minimum damage boost. Like you'll barely notice. You won't notice it unless you literally look at the numbers and you compare the numbers. That's the only way you'll notice it. And also, let's see, it's just not that good of a fruit. Gatling, very unlikely that you're gonna land all the Gatlings to the point where it's just unworth it. It's very, very unworth it. But yeah, hopefully they do add some other stuff, maybe Gear 3 or Gear 4. Maybe then the fruit will be better. At number 7 on the list, we have Chop Chop. Now this fruit is better. I'm not sure if it makes you immune to sword. I think it makes you immune to sword swings. I don't know about sword attacks. But luckily, I believe Gum Gum is immune to Goro. I heard somebody say it. It would make sense. Most games do make Gum Gum immune to Goro. I'm not sure if that's implemented in this game, but still, Chop Chop I feel like is better. It has Chop Fist or whatever, Chop Punch, whatever it's called, which is basically a faster Gum Gum. It doesn't have a super long reload time. The Clown Chop Cart, whatever, it's not super great. It does give you good speed. It also does damage people if you run into them, which is somewhat useful. I wouldn't use it as a mean of damaging. Like I said, I'll use it for utility. Use it to like kind of close distance between a fight and like close in on an enemy when they're like using or when your Geppo is like exhausted or something. Or like you just get around. And then the festival attack is an AoE that kind of makes your limbs and body parts go all AWOL and go crazy, and you're just flying all over the place and hitting people. It does do some pretty good damage, I would say. Not anything crazy high, but it is not like, oh, I'm just gonna sit here and tank multiple of these. Like, if you get hit by multiple of those, you'll probably die. But the only thing is you're like literally a sitting duck. You'll kind of just sit there spinning around. People can attack you still. You're not invincible in it, and I don't even think you can really move. So you kind of like have to really hope that they get caught in it and they get launched all over. Next we have Bomb Bomb. Now the Bomb Bomb fruit. Now the reason why this is so high on the fruit is a lot of people hate on Bomb Bomb. I feel like a lot of people kind of make it sound like I think people are just making it a meme or something. Like, oh, I bought a random Devil Fruit and I ended up with Bomb Bomb. Like, it's so trash. I ended up with Bomb Bomb or Suke. But Bomb Bomb is actually a pretty decent fruit. It has 2 AoEs. One that launches you in the air. So you know there's some utility in that, and the other one is just a basic AoE where you just kind of explode and damage whatever is around you. And then you have like the little bomb shot, which is really just you throwing your boogers realistically, and making it's like a ranged projectile attack. It just like causes an AoE explosive. Not only that, you also have Explosive Fist, which is super cool. It's like something you activate, you turn into Bakugo real quick. Once you activate it, all your attacks, like all your punches will like do basically like explosive damage. You get a boost in damage. It'll explode when you attack people. 5th on the list we have String. Now String is pretty cool. It has I think I would have ranked it higher if you know honestly does crazy damage. It does do some good damage, but you know, it's just not as good as the Logias in the game, realistically. In terms of just like flat out move pool, it has a really good move pool actually. But the other ones are just like, I don't know, I guess in a sense they're better for PvP in a way. String kind of has like, it has a bullet shot and has a parasite move that stuns you. You have to get really close to the person. You kind of like punch them or whatever, and then they get caught in like the string thing for like 2-3 seconds, which is pretty cool, I guess. You know, you could definitely, you know, use that as a combo extender or combo starter and get some nice hits in. It also has an AoE that kind of makes a whole bunch of strings go crazy all over you, all over the place, and it's like, ooh, wow, this is nice. It does damage and it follows the person, like the user follows where you go, so you know you're kind of constantly doing damage, like because it follows you. We also got to hope that, you know, they stay in the string long enough for them to take all damage, which isn't likely at all. And then it has like this overheat string move that does nice damage and has burn, it has a burn effect. I think that's a probably good attack. It does good damage, like I said, and the burn effect is nothing to laugh at. So definitely earned its number 5 spot. All right, so here's where it gets tricky. You have to look deep and you have to look at it more. So Mara ended up getting the 4th spot on my ranking, 4th best devil fruit. It has a pretty good move pool. I think it has a pretty good move pool. You get fire fist, you get these fire bullets, fire emperor, and this fire vortex thing that kind of like pops up wherever your mouse is. But the thing is, it does have some type of range. The range is limited, so you do have to be careful with that. It is a good move because, like I said, you can kind of pick where it pops up, so you can kind of like dash out damage no matter what. And I think the move pool is just really good. It also has burn damage, which is pretty nice. All the moves burn. The only problem is that Mara's base damage is really low. I would say probably out of all the Logias, it's either between that or Ice, which is kind of sucky. But like I said, the base damage is really low, but the burn damage is pretty nice because you got that base damage that's going off your stat, and then you have the additional burn damage to top it off. So I would say that's probably it. The Fire Emperor, cool attack, just takes too long to cast it, so it's very easy to avoid. When it's kind of hard not to notice coming. The dude really holds the sun over his head and he kind of like throws it at you. If you get hit by it, you know, you kind of deserve it. Next we have Ice. Now Ice is a very interesting fruit. I was kind of debating between this and Mara because of two things. Ice move pool is not very nice. It has like, it's not a very good move pool, honestly. It's meh. That's like 2 good attacks and 1 like okay attack. All right, so first has the Ice Pheasant, which is like the starter move, which is one of his best moves, so I would say it's okay just because, you know, it does what it does. And then you have Iceberg, which is basically like a whole bunch of ice spikes pop out the ground and stuff, and you know, it's pretty gigantic, which is a really good move. You have like this ice AoE, I don't know, area attack, I guess. It's like a multi-shot. You like shoot these different ice projectiles in different directions all around you, which isn't too great because, you know, it makes it easier to dodge. You can't really do much with it. You can't really use it when people are right on top of you or just won't do, you know, its full potential. But yeah, so Ice is good because it's this high because it has freeze. The freeze makes it something serious and a force to be reckoned with. Best believe if you get caught in one of Ice's attacks, you're probably gonna, you know, lose like at least 25 to 50 of your HP depending on who the person is, because the freeze does stack. It does stack, so you know, you can be frozen for a long time. You're just gonna be sitting there eating all the damage that's being dished out to you. Sadly, the last ice move is pretty trash. It's like Icicle Bombs. They just kind of like fall out the sky, but you know, like it's like a little cloud blizzard thing that pops up above it, so it's really hard to not notice. So if you get hit by it, you know, even if you get hit by one, it's not good enough damage that would be like 1 or 2 is going to do a good amount of damage to your HP. If you get hit by one, you're gonna know to get out of there and back the heck out. It's just gonna be like, okay, well, that was a waste. Second on the list is Goro. Now Goro is a really nice fruit. It does some pretty good damage. It has a teleportation move, which is really nice in a game that doesn't have Soru. and especially with Geppo having exhaustion. So it has very high utility because when people can't Sora away from you or Geppo away from you, you got the Geppo and then you have that freeze right after, or not the freeze, the teleport right after. It's super nice. It's really high utility. You can close in distance like that. Not only that, it has like a beast attack, which is pretty cool. Just a basic projectile attack. It has like the little god attack thing where he kind of like smites people from the sky stuff. You have that, it pops up like right in front of you. I think it pops up right in front of you. I don't know if it does where your mouse is, or if it pops or if it does it right in front of you. And then you have like this last attack. Don't even know what it's called, bro. Last attack is something else, bro. The last attack is just wild. Okay, the last attack is some doo-doo. Nah, it's not doo-doo. It does a lot of damage. It's huge. It's gigantic. The only problem is you literally announce it to the whole server that you're about to use it when you're going to use it, which makes it very hard to, not very hard to use, but it's like if you're fighting against someone good, they're not going to get hit by it, because you literally shoot lightning in the sky, yada yada yada, thundercloud, blah blah blah, and a big gigantic blue and black ball comes down. It doesn't come down super fast either. But Goro's super high on the list because it has better damage than ice, and then it also has a stun. It has a stun, so it's technically not a freeze. It has an effect that makes the lightning quote unquote stun you whenever you're getting hit by it, which makes it super nice. And like I said, just does way higher damage than I wouldn't say way higher, but it does higher damage than ice, and has a better move pool 100% for sure. If Goro did a little bit more damage, I'd place it at number 1. Now at my number 1 spot, you guys can probably tell, you guys knew what was going on, because obviously I'm going to pick this devil fruit, the one that I know is the best. But the number 1 spot goes to Magma, dude. Magma is something serious. Okay, now Magma has a serious move pool. It has a super good first move, starter move, which makes it just amazing, the fact that it's that good. And then it comes with a AoE called Magma Pool, which is super nice. It does base damage and then it burns. And then you have Eruption, which also does the same. It kind of like a lava just spouts out of the ground, and then boom, just hits everything that gets hits in it. And then the last move is super OP, just melts everything. It does a thing like Goro, where it announces to the world that it's about to be used, but it's a lot faster. You kind of, it's the fist meteors, I think, meteors, whatever. You shoot a bunch of fists in the sky, and then they all just come hailing down. The thing is, from the time you shoot it down and the time it comes down and actually damages people, very short. Not only that, Magma just does crazy damage. It melts everything. If you get hit by a few of those fist meteor, whatever, you're going to lose at least 25 of your health HP just by getting hit by 2 or 3 of them. So definitely something worth using. Like I said, it's also faster than a lot of the other moves, the little big moves that it takes them to cast for the Logios. So definitely has the highest base damage of all the fruits, and it has a higher burn damage than, I believe, fire. So at that point, it's just okay, so this is it's literally a better fire. It's literally a better Mera, my bad. Better Mera, and with a better move pool. So that's just ridiculous. Anywho, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. That is my ranking for all 10 devil fruits that are currently in the game. Who knows, maybe when enough devil fruits get added, I'll do an updated version of this list, but currently that's my ranking for all devil fruits in the game One Piece Awakening. I just want to say a quick thank you to Dr. Loose D's, or Noobish Goku. Noobish Goku is his I believe his Roblox name. I just want to say a quick shout out to him, because he was the one that actually encouraged me to make this video. Obviously he didn't reinvent the wheel or anything, but he was like, yo, you should probably do this, it'd be a good idea. And I was like, all right, sure, I'll do it. Why not? Sounds like a good idea. But yeah, you guys did find this video interesting, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button. Constantly doing OPA content. Also, I do some dope live streams too. I didn't do one today because I was like, you know what, I wanted to take a break. I have a lot of schoolwork that I've been doing, a lot of work I've been kind of like trying to. My schedule has been so tight, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just get this out, the break from live streams, kind of chill back, do me, and that's exactly what I did. So make sure you guys do hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, so you do want to know when I do one of my dope live streams or when I do upload another video. Also, make sure to turn on the notification bell. I don't know if I said that many times or something, but yeah. So with that being said, until next time, guys, we are out.